Welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is Mon, and in today's video, we're gonna go over the exciting new weapon balance updates for the next patch, which include many weapon buffs, notably the Corrosion, which is getting massive buffs. So let's get started right away with it. Its new effects are that it can trigger Power Surge at a rate of 80% instead of 70%, its Power Surge crit rate is increased from 15% to 25%, and its Power Surge crit damage buffs now stack up to 200% at 40% per stack, instead of a total of 150% at 15% per stack. So higher trigger chance, higher Power Surge crit rate, and higher Power Surge crit damage. But we're not done yet. The Gas Mask Hood is getting an extra effect, which is 15% Power Surge damage bonus. And not only that, the Mask mod for Corrosion now gets an extra 5% Power Surge ultimate damage bonus, as well as its effect will no longer be cancelled out by other Power Surge weapon users. This means that you can permanently run this mod without worrying about other people's Power Surge weapons removing this mod's effect for your Corrosion. So Corrosion is getting insane love, I love to see this, and I'm really excited to use it. Then, the next weapon getting buffed is Conflicting Memories. It now deals 10% less damage to enemies in PvP, but let's be honest, no one uses this gun in PvP. But now, instead of getting up to 5 shrapnel hit parts with 1 part per 32 max bullet capacity, it is now getting up to 6 parts hit at a rate of 1 part per 25% max bullet capacity. So a nice little buff to Conflicting Memories, albeit if you ask me, the weapon doesn't really need more shrapnel hit parts, but we'll see how 12 shrapnel hit parts compares to the old 10. Now really quickly, if you wish to see more Once Human content or news, then do consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for future video notifications. Then, Pyrocasm is getting a very nice and important quality of life, which is that after you swap out the weapon and swap back, you will still keep your Dragon Breath ammo, which is incredibly important for the weapon, since it messes up with your secondary weapons buffs if you lose Dragon Breath ammo after swapping weapons. So very nice to see here. Jaws is also getting some love, albeit not as significant as the others. Now, instead of getting 30% blast damage bonus after hitting a weak spot, you're getting 50% blast damage bonus. So a nice little buff to Jaws. Now, as a buff to unstable bomber weapons that use this certain mod, Pinpoint Strike, well, it is now getting an extra 10% unstable bomber damage bonus. So it seems that the devs do want to give some extra love to unstable bomber weapons. Then for the next weapon, Outer Space is also getting some love, albeit just a tiny bit. Instead of triggering the 300% Thunderclap each 15 bullet, it will now trigger once every 12 bullets. Not exactly what most of us wanted as a buff to Outer Space, but, you know, a buff is buff, and it'll always be welcomed. And lastly, we are getting 2 bug fixes. The first one seems to be for spreading marks, where apparently it wasn't working, and the second one is where they fix a bug for, well, funny translations here, but Dangerous Goods is supposed to be Hazardous Object, and Giant Legend is supposed to be Gulp Lore. So essentially they're fixing a bug where Hazardous Object could trigger the passive effect of Gulp Lore, but not really sure which one it is, so we'll have to see once the patch drops. There's also some vehicle and building optimizations, but unfortunately, I need my sleep right now, so I won't go over them. But yeah, really excited for these changes. You can for sure expect a Corrosion guide real soon, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell for that video's notification. This is Mon, peace out.